Some people come into this world not only to shine, but to light from within. Demet Özdemir is one of them. Her story is not just that of a successful actress, but of a woman who represents deep values, sincerity, dignity, and strength. While others seek fame through scandals or artificial alliances, she has built her path through hard work, authenticity, and respect. Every character she plays carries a piece of her soul, and off-camera she remains the same, warm, humble, and consistent. Demet never needed controversy to stand out. Her smile is not empty, it reflects a calm soul. That's why those who know her often say, she's not just a great actress, she's a great person. Yet her light has bothered many. In a world driven by egos and appearances, her authenticity has been met with envy, rumors, and unfair criticism. In a world driven by egos and appearances, her authenticity has been met with envy, rumors, and unfair criticism. Why? Because she doesn't pretend. She doesn't sell herself. She doesn't sell herself. She doesn't play the game of empty spectacle. She walks quietly but with strength. She doesn't shout to be heard. She doesn't shout to be heard. She doesn't compete with others, only with herself. In a world obsessed with attention, she has conquered something rarer: respect. Her beauty goes beyond the physical. It's a presence that brings peace and inspiration. The heartfelt messages, the fan art, these are not just admiration but gratitude. People follow her not out of trend but because she feels real. People follow her not out of trend but because she feels real. Nothing in her path has been random. She built her career step by step without shortcuts. She proved that success doesn't require losing one's essence. So when people try to bring her down, they're really acknowledging her strength. Only the strong make others uncomfortable. And Demet is undeniably strong. With kindness, patience, and a light that doesn't blind, it embraces. Demet isn't just a star. Demet isn't just a star. She's a guide, a symbol of truth in a world of masks. Her silence speaks louder than headlines. Because she doesn't dazzle, she moves. She doesn't disappear, she endures. And for that, those trying to defeat her don't win. Those who choose to walk beside her do. From my perspective, Demet Özdemir represents far more than a successful actress. She is the quiet yet steady path of a woman who defended her place in an industry that constantly tested, labeled, exalted, and at times reduced her to a past relationship that now belongs to the past. Many still link her to Yaman, as if her identity depended on that phase. But those who have followed her evolution know she has built a solid, brave trajectory of her own. She's not just known for her talent and charisma. She's proven to be resilient, facing tough moments with grace and maturity. She's proven to be resilient, facing tough moments with grace and maturity. She's been judged for her choices, her silences, even how she presents herself. But she's never needed scandals to stay relevant. Her strength lies in the calm with which she turns every challenge into growth. Like Can, she has faced both public expectations and media scrutiny. On one side, people demanding she fit an ideal, on the other, media distorting her every move. Both have learned to set boundaries. When a woman chooses to prioritize herself over pleasing others, she's often misunderstood. But that's where her authenticity lives. Some say she shone brighter with Can. I disagree. Demet has shown incredible growth since then. She left behind the youthful image and emerged as a complete, versatile actress. She hasn't clung to the past. What she had with Can was real, but it's a closed chapter. She moved forward. In her private life, she's chosen discretion. Some see that as coldness, but I see it as self-care. In a world that demands constant explanations, silence becomes strength. Demet doesn't owe anyone an explanation. She knows who she is, and that's enough. Her influence has crossed borders. Like Can, she is loved in places like Italy, Spain, and Brazil. But her rise has been organic, authentic, deserved. I once read a comment that said, everyone has the right to live where they feel welcome. I believe this also applies to the soul. Demet has chosen peace, sincerity, and projects that respect her. She's not trying to please everyone, she's choosing inner peace. And in a world of appearances, that is a rare and powerful victory. In short, Demet Özdemir is not just the face of a beloved love story. She is a woman who has grown in silence, who has learned to rise without making noise, who has chosen balance over hollow fame. She is a woman who has grown in silence, who has learned to rise without making noise, who has chosen balance over hollow fame. And for that, she deserves all the recognition. Because she doesn't need to stand beside anyone to shine. Demet shines on her own. And her light is real. Yes, she may have made mistakes. Who hasn't? But she's had the strength to move forward, not letting those stumbles define her. She's continued choosing projects that reflect her, causes she believes in, and a life that might not be perfect but is real. She doesn't need to defend every choice. Her actions, her career, they speak for her. I admire Demet not just for what she shows on screen, but for what I imagine she's endured off screen. Staying graceful amid noise, pursuing art in a shallow industry, walking with dignity when others wait for you to fall, that's rare. That's what strong, self-aware women do. And for this reason, more than ever, I feel we must stop demanding explanations from Demet Özdemir. We must respect her silence, her choices, her timing. And above all, we must celebrate her, not just as an artist, but as a free woman. Because she's not here to meet our expectation, she's here to live her truth. And in these times, that is a bold and beautiful form of resistance. What's more, even with her professionalism, she hasn't lost her warmth. You can see it in her interviews, her fans, her small but sincere gestures. She's still that woman who smiles with her eyes and stays true to her audience. That's why it bothers me when she's constantly compared to Can. They are two different paths. She is so much more than a past relationship. She's a complete artist, a woman who doesn't need noise to shine. And she proves that real success is built with integrity, step by step. While some cling to nostalgia, she looks forward. That's what I admire most. Her ability to be reborn without denying the past, her elegance in silence, her maturity in a superficial world. Demet Özdemir doesn't need to justify anything. She's already shown us who she is, and continues to do so, in every role, every gesture, every silence. Demet represents a kind of artist who doesn't need to attract attention to stand out. She works consistently, chooses meaningful projects, and commits fully to them. Every role she plays is imbued with her energy and sensitivity. That shows her career is not a matter of chance, but of years of effort and conscious choices.